Hello, this video is intended to prepare people to do digital marketing. It is also the preparation video for the course that my company, Hello, is running, an introduction to digital marketing. But this video will have value for anyone who is looking to set up their own website in order to do some digital marketing. The first thing that you should do is essentially to establish your brand. Now, in a commercial sense, we would spend a long time doing this, and it would be a very in-depth process, which is known as a discovery phase. But for the purposes of this introduction, we're going to look at three basic questions. Firstly, what is your website going to be about? Secondly, who is your website going to be for? Who's the audience? Who is, in essence, on the other side of the screen? Who do you want to reach and talk to? And thirdly, what are you going to call it? Again, for naming, there's a long process that we would generally do for commercial clients. But for the purposes of this, we're going to keep it relatively short. You should have a name which is available on .com, Twitter, Instagram, and Facebook. There's a link for checking these in the video description, and also wherever it is on social media, you'll be able to click through and see that. We always want to have a .com address because, generally speaking, that will perform better when it comes to finding your website in search engines. That will also be covered in the course at a later date, but you don't require it now. I've put together a one-page worksheet that will help you with these three questions. For people who are on the course, we will come back to that worksheet in certain lessons as we go through, in certain sessions as we progress through the course. I will not only be taking the course, but I will be taking it as well. I.e., I will both be a teacher and I'll be sitting on your side of the screen too, because I'm also going to build a brand new website and I'm going to market it using exactly the things that I'm teaching the class as we go through. By doing it this way, I can demonstrate what effect each of the techniques that we are going to look at has in the real world. The website will be live, so people will be able to access it. Any issues that come up, we will address as and when they come up. People will be able to follow along and to see these websites live. That's the entire point of this. This is not some academic exercise without any practical application. This will have websites which work and are able to be found in search engines and can be promoted through social media and have compelling content on them. So here's my completed worksheet, which has got on it what my website is about, who my website is for, and the name that I have found. So what is my website going to be about? Well, it's going to be about homeschooling, which many of us now are faced with having to do, and it's going to be on the subject of art classes at home. Second, who am I intending to reach with this? Who's the audience? Who do I want to have on the other side of the screen? Well, generally that's going to be other parents who find themselves in a similar predicament. And finally, what name have I selected? Well, I've selected Dad's Art Club. It satisfies the four simple requirements that it's available on .com, on Instagram, on Twitter, and on Facebook. It's relatively short and it's memorable. The first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to register the Gmail account with Dad's Art Club as the username. Now, you could have everything associated with an existing email account, which you have. But the benefit of having everything to do with this project in a separate email account is that you know everything is there. When you set up all of these accounts, it is also really important to note some security. Please, please, please use secure passwords. Don't reuse them. Generally speaking, the longer a password is, the more secure it will be. There is a password manager available for free, which is called Dashlane. I personally pay for it, but there's no need to for this specifically. The free version will give you up to 50 passwords, and it will also help you to generate secure ones. Inside the group, if anyone needs help with this, just ask and I can do a short video on explaining how it works. So now that I've set up my Gmail account, I shall set up the hosting. Now for this, I have selected Bluehost for a number of reasons. One, they are recommended by WordPress. Secondly, they are the cheapest option. And thirdly, they offer a domain name for free, which also helps to keep the costs down as we explore digital marketing. If you use my link for Bluehost, with full disclosure, I will earn a small amount as an affiliate. You have got absolutely no obligation to do this. Feel free to Google it yourself. Or feel free to use a different host should you wish as well. There are many available, and I don't specifically say that you have to use this. For people who are on the course though, it will be easier to follow along if you're looking at exactly the same as you see on my screen. Now that we have the domain name secured, we should get the Twitter, then the Instagram, and finally we should set up the Facebook page. That was definitely too quick to do in real time, but you can just go back and pause the video as required with the screenshots. If you have any problems, just ask. For anyone enrolled in the course, you now have all of the things that you will need in order to follow along with the sessions as we go through. Week 1 will be setting up the website. I look forward to seeing those of you who are enrolled in the course. There is still time to enroll if you haven't yet, and if you can think of anyone who would benefit from this, feel free to pass this on to them. Above all else, please stay healthy and happy. Thank you. Bye.